And I'm on the red carpet, and I'm like, I'd already stopped at a couple different of the media stops and got interviewed, and I'm like 2/3 of the way down, and this guy comes over to me. He's about my age, but like only people allowed on the red carpet itself were either like PR guys, of course, were allowed to guide their player, but it was media, celebrities, or hockey players. So this guy's coming over towards me, and I'm like trying to uh, judge. Okay, is this a hockey player, a media, or a celebrity? Like I hardly ever watch TV, and when you ask me if I ever watched that movie, no, because I certainly I couldn't even keep up with the movie over the past few years. Actually, that's just the truth of the matter. But even before that, I just was too busy thinking or researching something. And I rarely turned on the TV in the hotel room my whole career, for example. And but so this guy's coming, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then as far as hockey players go, when this guy's walking towards me, I'm like, I believe it or not, even back then when I was playing, I didn't know what all the hockey players looked like without their helmets on, because I never watched TV to see the pictures. Like, I could have at that time I could have told you exactly what type of stick he uses, how he tapes his stick, what color the tape was, what color his laces were, but that was my focus, right down by the puck for the most part. And so I was like, I didn't know what he was. So he comes over and he's like, hey, Tim, how's it going? He's like, it's been amazing to watch your journey. Like, he's like, it's so awesome what you've done and this and that. And so I've like, I ruled out hockey player, and I thought, okay, maybe this guy must have been media. Maybe he was like media at an opposing college in the ECAC. That was my thought. And but I didn't say anything, so I just let him say it. I was like, thank you, and so he paused, and he's like, you don't remember me, do you? And I was like, no. And he's like, it's Tex. As soon as he said it's Tex, there was this guy who lived 2 doors down from me my freshman year, and we hung out, like not all the time, but quite a bit. And like, actually, you could say I saved his life once, because he got a cut on his arm, and like the infected red spider web was like up by his bicep. And I learned in class that if that infection gets to your heart, you're done, right? So I made him go to the hospital. Well, anyways, he played guitar all the time, so that's part of why we hung out. And hold on, I gotta shut this off. So anyways, so he's like, I was like, Tex, I was like, how's it going? Oh, I'd never thought of him after freshman year. Like, I thought maybe he was just in a different part of campus and we never crossed paths. I never thought of him really again. And so I talked a little bit like, how's he doing? This and that. Oh, great. This and that. It was just, minor stuff. And then he pauses again, and he's like, you don't know who I am now, do you? And I was like, no. And he's like, I'm Dirk Bentley. He was playing at the awards that night. He left college after freshman year and went through the minors in Nashville. So we like had mirror in different, he was in music and I was in hockey, but we worked our way up, the long way. And he obviously became a big star, and he's still a big star, right? He didn't. So that was pretty amazing. And so I talked to him a little bit, and as best I could, because I was so tired and I could hardly form a sentence.